Thank you very, very much. I am honored by all of your coming here tonight to celebrate your New Year's with me. What a great opportunity to meet people from all over Karnataka and from Bangalore. I want to start, of course, by thanking Manju and Prasanna, wonderful fellows. I was bowled over by this backdrop that you all prepared, and I was thinking, oh, 2 pictures of me because we have the same forehead and all that, but I realized that was President Eisenhower down below. But it's one thing that forecasts my future. So thank you very much for helping to cover it. Now, I have to say that there must be something really very special in the atmosphere of Bangalore, secretaries, commissioner, and whatnot, because I will tell you that this afternoon, this morning I came from Colombo. The flight took off very early. I went to the hotel. I took a nap. While I was taking a nap, I was in the process of dreaming that Manju had just come into the room with traditional Indian garb and was starting to put it on me, and I was saying, there's no way in the world that you're going to do this, when the alarm started going off. And obviously I didn't interrupt the dream soon enough. So no, but this is what an honor. Thank you, and I'm delighted to I'm delighted to be here tonight. I'm not going to try to match Dr. Mishra and his eloquence as a speaker. I'd like to talk a little bit about Eisenhower Fellowships because it's an organization that's 56 years old. I was asked the other day, are there lots of other organizations like Eisenhower Fellowships? I heard somebody from the American Embassy say, well, not just like Eisenhower Fellowships, but I want to tell you, Eisenhower Fellowships is unique. We're pleased that I guess there are 3 Eisenhower Fellows here tonight, and I'm delighted that they're here. At the start, we talked a little bit about leadership. I'll just tell you that General Powell, while we're still on the light moment, General Powell, who is our chairman, Colin Powell, said that when he was a young lieutenant and he had just been assigned to a tank unit on the Fulda Gap in Germany facing the Soviet tanks, and a wizened old sergeant came to him to give him an orientation. And he said, sir, I want to tell you a few things about leadership. If I might, I'll tell you a few things about leadership. He said, leaders never show hunger. They never show fear. They never show doubt. And he said, but you know, sir, you will know that you're a leader when your men will follow you, if only out of curiosity about what you're going to do next. So I think about that sometimes, and I know that my staff and sometimes the fellows must follow because they're always curious. But in any event, Eisenhower Fellowships is a unique organization, and we focus, as Sandra said, on a very special group of young people, men and women of all professions, whether they are in government or in civil society, whether they're in for-profit organizations or whether they're in academia or journalism. The kinds of people who are Eisenhower Fellows are the kinds of people who have already demonstrated capabilities professionally and leadership professionally. But more than being leaders professionally, they are leaders in their community. In some countries, we find people who are leaders in their organization, but not in their community. So they are leaders in a genuine sense of the word, and they're making a difference. The second thing that is so very important is that they show potential. Now, when I think about the 1,850 people who have been Eisenhower Fellows over the last 56 years, I can say they've been successful people based on 4 have become heads of government. Well over 100 have become cabinet ministers in their national governments. Even more have become chief executive officers of for-profit companies. Others have led civil society organizations and been rectors of universities, journalists and columnists and respected figures. And that's one kind of achievement. But at Eisenhower Fellowships, we're not so really interested in the title. We're interested in what the person achieves. And the statistic for me that is most meaningful about Eisenhower Fellowships, and why for me it's so exciting to be with Eisenhower Fellows all around the world, in the 108 countries in which we still have fellows, even though we focus now on 40-something. The statistic for me that is most meaningful about Eisenhower Fellows is that, well, something over 50% of Eisenhower Fellows have been engaged after their fellowships in changing their societies. Think about it. Think about what that statement means. These are people who are not just changed personally, not just changed in an organizational sense, but they're involved in changing societies. And for me, it's a great pleasure to see Eisenhower Fellows, who are people who are changing the world. We say that what is an Eisenhower Fellow? He's a leader. He's part of a global network that's connected by a shared experience, the Eisenhower Fellowship, by the trust that comes from being an Eisenhower Fellow, bettering the world around them.